Now that ring 3 card that just went down was amazing all round. 4 great fights there, 3 bangers that went the distance, then it climaxed with a really exciting stoppage. The 10-round affair between David Morrell and Imam Khataev first off. What an eventful fight. It was not certain that this fight would actually take place due to Khataev's drug test failure on fight week, and I'll be remiss if I didn't say that Khataev fought like a guy on PEDs in there. He was just walking Morrell down with his hands down and throwing destructive bombs. Khataev got the better of the first 4 rounds there. Then in round 5, Morrell started having his best round by far. But Morrell got way too cocky in there after having just one really good round, not even a completed round yet. And as a result got dropped hard by Khataev at the end of the 5th. Before that knockdown, I was thinking that round was the turning point and that Morrell was going to take over from then on, so that knockdown really shocked me at the time. That did get a big reaction out of me, I'll be real. Now Morrell did recover between rounds and went on to have a decent second half of the fight, peaking in the 10th and final round when he was landing massive shots to Khataev's chin, that Khataev took pretty well by the way somehow, and the fight did ultimately go the distance. David Morrell wound up getting the W by a split decision on the cards. This was a great fight. It wasn't the best boxing performance from Morrell against such an unproven guy, but it was a really exciting and gritty performance against a guy who did show to be a beast on the night and was very possibly juiced to the gills. But that being said, I personally don't think that Morrell did enough for the win on the cards here, especially with the 10-8 he conceded. But yeah, great fight nonetheless. Now next up was another great fight with a disputable decision, as Subriel Mathias got a majority decision win over Alberto Puello to become the new WBC champion at 140. This was an all-action affair with precise and very aggressive counterpunching on the back foot from Puello and non-stop pressure and swarming from Mathias. It sounded like everyone reckons that Puello was robbed here, but I do think that 7-5 Mathias was fair. Puello picked up the first 2 rounds from what I saw, and everyone knows that Puello had the way better end to the fight too, just picking off a Mathias who kind of looked cooked at that point. But genuinely, due to the insane pressure from Mathias and how much he was outworking Puello before the later rounds, you could arguably give Mathias every single round from the 3rd round to the 8th round. So you've only got to give him 1 round outside of those 6 to have him winning the fight. The 10th round maybe. But again, anyway, great fight. This card was mental, mate. I was actually just sitting here sweating watching these fights, and I'm not someone who just sweats like that unless I'm doing intense exercise, so shows you how exciting it was. Oh, and by the way, I don't think that Daughter Smith is ready for Subriel Mathias just yet, despite being the WBC #1 right now. Oh, but now, Shakur Stevenson was up next, so surely things were going to get boring, right? Well, I personally said in my second latest video before this card that this Shakur Stevenson vs William Zepeda fight is pretty much guaranteed to not be boring, and I don't usually guarantee stuff. And I was right as it turns out. Shakur stayed in the pocket and Zepeda kept pouring it on with his infamous pressure and volume, but Shakur picked the better shots in there to outland Zepeda and win a 12-round unanimous decision in what was just a banging fight. Quite a wide decision that Shakur won there. Shakur did take risks in that fight. Zepeda had him in a little bit of trouble earlier in the fight, and it was a great effort from Zepeda of course, but Zepeda always brings it, so I expected nothing less from the lad. Oh, and by the way, seeing as Zepeda just went 12 competitive rounds with Shakur, does that not prove how great Tevin Farmer is? But due to how good that Shakur vs Zepeda fight was and how well Shakur did in close against a monster like Zepeda, surely people are going to tone it down on the rampant Shakur hate now. Because I'm personally an impartial fan, and I think that the scrutiny that Shakur Stevenson's been held under is objectively a bit over the top. Now, it's all well and good having these 10 or 12 round bangers, but when watching a boxing card we need our knockout fix, and that's just what we got in the main event between Edgar Berlanga and Hamza Sheeraz. Sheeraz dropped Berlanga hard twice at the end of round 4, and Berlanga miraculously made it out of the round. I know Berlanga ain't everyone's cup of tea, but the way he always bangs his gloves together after getting dropped clean is just so gangster. He obviously did it in the past against Canelo and against Caceres, and pumping himself up did manage to get him by 2 hard knockdowns and get him out of the round. But early in round 5 now, Hamza Sheeraz would pour it on Berlanga and get the emphatic stoppage victory. Great work from Sheeraz to get back on the win column there to bounce back from the loss to Adames. Maybe 168 is Sheeraz's stomping ground. So yeah man, I just wanted to quickly give my appreciation for how much this card delivered. Boxing is hot right now. And we of course also have 3 massive cards all going down on the same night next weekend too. That's going to be a bit mental, innit? Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts about the ring 3 card that we just witnessed in the comments down below. Please like the video, and you have been listening to O.M.E Boxing.